Hey everybody, thought I'd sit down and talk to you today about what has been going on. The world is flipped upside down because of the COVID-19 virus. None of us here have it, thank God, but the way I'm watching the news and seeing all the things happening lately, it just makes me worried about the state of our world. And I hope that everybody out there is staying safe and healthy and following all the guidelines that are being put out. We all work together through this. We can get through it, and it'll hopefully be over in a couple of weeks. But I thought I'd sit down and talk to you guys today about how we've dealt with this situation living in a 16-foot Scamp camper trailer. So I have some notes here, so if you see me looking down, I wrote stuff down. Thought I'd be organized. But a couple of the things I want to talk about today are food stocking. What are we keeping in the camper? What can we store in here? Living in such a small space, we can't do a lot of stockpiling. But, I mean, we have enough if they told us something like, hey, you need to just stay home for a week, stay home for 2 weeks. I think we can make it through that. Of course, we're going to follow whatever rules are set in place. But I think as a whole, there's only so much you can do. So I'm going to talk a little bit about food storage. Hand sanitizer and our water has really been affected. Living in the camper, we use hand sanitizer, and we have been for the past year because it helps save our water. Instead of washing our hands, we use hand sanitizer most of the time. I mean, we wash them after dishes and stuff, but that takes a lot of water. And sometimes it's just quicker and easier to use hand sanitizer, and we were almost out, and then all of this happened, and all of a sudden we went to the store to get some, and there's none. So we'll talk a little bit about how I've been combating that. The supplies that I'm worried about, water. We depend on getting jugs of water for our drinking source because at campsites, the water is not that great out here. I mean, it's fine for washing dishes, and we have potable water, so if we need to take a shower in our camper, we can. But for drinking, we depend on jugs. We don't have a filter. We have an emergency Sawyer filter if we desperately need to, but I'd like to avoid that. Paper products. We, living in a camper, don't wash our laundry a whole lot. I mean, it takes a lot of effort to go to the laundromat. So we depend on paper products, paper towels and paper plates sometimes. It helps ease our load of dishes and helps keep things cleaner, and so we don't have to store a whole bunch of washcloths and stuff. I mean, it just makes our lives easier, and all of that is gone right now. So we've had to come up with some new ways for that. We went shopping the other day, and it was really sparse. It was wild. I'd never seen the stores this bare before, and we live out in a smaller town, and we only have one store in our town to get to unless we want to drive all the way in Wichita, which there's gas. It's a whole nother expense. But so we've been dealing with that. How will this affect our travel plans? I mean, we live in a camper. We were supposed to go to Arizona in a month. We just got a truck, and we were really excited. We're like, oh, we can finally tow our camper properly. And now our plans may change for traveling to Arizona. And if this lasts over the summer, we were going to go to a couple of national parks. We were going to go to Joshua Tree and the Grand Canyon, and things like that may be closed. So we'll see what happens with that. Laundromats. Are they going to close laundromats? It's a place where people congregate. It's a place where you share equipment. what will we do if we can't wash our laundry properly? Social distancing, though, has been really easy for us. Our campsite that we're at now, the campsites are very sparse, so we're not really close to other campers. And, you know, we just give people distance. We wave hi from afar. But, you know, we've been limiting our contact with friends and just FaceTiming people, and that's been really tough. So I'll get more into that later. And then at the end of the video, I do want to show you where we do store our food and what kind of storage space we have for that. We may go to the store tonight, see if we can pick up a few more things. And it's not like, you know, we're doomsday prepping. We're not preparing for the apocalypse. We don't have the space for that. We don't have a huge basement where we can just have boxes of stuff. You know, we probably have room for 2, maybe 3 weeks if we stretch it. But also, we don't want to take that supplies away from other people who also need it. I think the people that are all of a sudden going to the stores and buying, you know, a year's worth of toilet paper is a bit excessive. Shipping trucks and stuff like that, they're still going to be running. They're still going to stock grocery stores, but these people that are panicking and buying 3 cartfuls of stuff all at once, and a lot of people are doing that, the grocery stores just can't handle that sort of volume, so it doesn't leave enough for everybody else. So what I want to say about that is just be respectful of your fellow humans and don't get 20 bottles of cleaner. You don't need it to get through this. You need like 1 or 2 bottles, depending on the size of your household. Just be respectful of the people around you. This does not need to turn into an apocalyptic situation by any means. But I think people are overreacting just a little bit. Anyway, side tangent. So let's talk about what our campground has been like. Over the past couple of days, I've seen a surge of campers come out here. And, I mean, not a problem. There are plenty of campsites. There's probably been 10 of us out here all winter. So there's tons of open spots, but the people that are coming out here aren't respecting the facilities that we who do use them full time depend on them. Like, they're coming in and, you know, leaving their trash all over the floor and, you know, not flushing the toilets and just being gross. And I'm like, okay, we have a lot of people here. Let's all work together to keep our restroom clean. That's been kind of frustrating, but, you know, we're gonna de-winterize our tank soon. We'll have running water. We'll be able to use our own toilet in here in the very near future. We hope to do that in the next day or 2. But that's been a bit of a struggle, and there's people out here being loud and throwing parties, and like, oh, we're bugging out. And it's a little excessive, I must say, but I'm not saying that's the majority of RVers out here. Everybody's been really, really nice and, you know, respectful, and it's been good. There's just that couple of people that kind of ruin the experience for everybody else. Don't be that person. Just don't be that person. Calm down. Everybody chill. Watch some Netflix. You know, we'll get through this. But one thing that I do when I use the public bathroom here is I bring in a roll of paper towels and a roll of a spray bottle of antibacterial spray. I spray that, let it set for 10 minutes because that's how long it takes to disinfect, and then I come in, wipe it off before I use it. Or hover. You can do that too, but, you know, sometimes you gotta sit down, okay? You just got to. But I definitely have been bringing my spray in because I can't depend on the camp to clean the bathroom every single day. That's unfathomable. They probably won't. We'll be lucky if they clean them once a week and take out the trash. But just if everybody does their part to keep it clean, it should be pretty good for everybody to use. But we're definitely being more cautious. You know, use your elbows to open the doors. You Use hand sanitizer right when you come out, even if you do wash your hands inside of a public restroom. Don't touch your face. I've been really bad about that, and I have a habit of touching my face, and I'm trying not to. I'm trying to keep my hands down. But it's just being cautious of your surroundings and being cautious of your habits. And habits in the camper are going to be a lot different from people who live in a house. The way we wash dishes, you know, our water hasn't been affected in that way, but like we use a spray bottle. I'll show you real quick. So we have a bottle that we dump over, squeeze out, and we rinse our dishes in it. And we rinse them over a bucket, and we scrub them over a bucket. So our bucket's full of the gray water, but when I put this down, I've touched this bottle, so we've been really diligent about cleaning the actual bottle that we use, which wasn't really a thought before. You know, it's fine. It's just us touching it. But, you know, it's little things like that that you have to adjust for. Let me put this back. But yeah, we haven't been using more water than we do normally. And out at the campsite that we're in Kansas, by the way, near Wichita. The campsite that we're at allows you to dump your gray water outside. So we just have a bucket. We dump the bucket every day. We sanitize it. So we haven't changed those habits too much. And I mean, we have plenty of water. We have a 5-gallon water jug. And then we have our water tank underneath the camper. So I'm not worried about that. The one thing I might be a little worried about is when our propane tanks run out, if there ends up being a shortage on propane. But I'm just keeping my eye on that. As soon as the tank empties, we refill it anyway. So it's a concern of ours, but we're not really too worried about it. Damn, I touched my face. Dang it. See? It's really hard not to. But just be aware of your habits and stay diligent with washing your hands, and everything will be fine. You probably won't get sick. Don't go coughing and sneezing on people. You'll be fine. Oh, so we went shopping the other day, and I was very proud of myself, because as sparse as it was, we were just trying to do like regular grocery shopping. We were out of a lot of stuff anyway. We get there, and I got the last 2 packets of ramen noodles. I didn't think I'd see the day that ramen noodles sold out, but I got the last 2 packs. And I got the last bottle, well, this was really cool, the last bottle of antibacterial, antiviral spray, and it was method, and it was wildflower scent, and I was like, real jazzed about that. And it was hidden, like, behind a box of cereal. I was like, oh, look, cool. I got it. I was really proud of myself. Because we were out of spray anyway. We got the last packet of baby wipes. That's another thing we use a lot of in the camper. You know, we can't shower twice a day like people in houses do. So we use a lot of baby wipes. So we got the last pack of baby wipes at our Walmart. It'll last us long enough, but it was really weird. I also got the last russet potato. I went to the potato bin and there was only one left, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I just want some hash browns. But people were buying like 20-pound bags of potatoes. I saw this lady come out and she had like 16 bags of potatoes in her cart, and I was like, well, there they all went. Should have got some that day when I saw her, but it's fine. So I got the last potato. How will this affect our travel? Okay. This was the big thing, because our plan was to leave in 2 weeks. You know, we get the truck, because right now we were towing the camper with the Jeep Liberty, and 16 foot's a little heavy for a Jeep. It's a V6. So we got a truck this weekend. We got approved for a loan, and now we're not real stoked about leaving, because where we wanted to go is Phoenix, Arizona, and that's a big city, and we're kind of like, oh, you know, if our little town of Wichita is already losing their minds. I wonder how it would be if we were closer to a bigger city. I have a little brother near Chicago, and he says, it's getting wild out there. I'm like, be safe, bud. I'm not more so worried about the virus. I'm worried about people and their reaction to what's been going on. So that's the main reason I'm distancing myself, because I don't want to be near large crowds when everybody has the same thing to be mad about. So, yeah, just keeping my distance. But traveling, before we travel, we have to get rid of our storage unit. We have to sell our Jeep. We have to organize our stuff and do little things like that before we're prepared to leave the state. We're worried about selling the Jeep because nobody's buying anything right now. The economy's kind of tanking. Everybody's scared to spend money. Who's gonna buy a vehicle right now except us? You know, we're the weirdos that decide to buy a vehicle this weekend. But it's fine, it was necessary. So selling our Jeep might be kind of hard, and people don't want secondhand things right now. That could be an issue. Selling the stuff out of our storage unit, having a garage sale, having that many people like come to a friend's house and touching things, and you know, just the spread of germs. I don't know if we could even get a permit right now for a garage sale when the weather gets nice out. So we're probably gonna have to postpone that. I mean, it's little things. It's affecting our lives, but it's not taken us too far out of the ordinary that it's absolutely unbearable. I know people in Italy are just thrown for a loop right now, and like, I pray for everybody seriously affected by this, but stories like that kind of make me scared of what could happen in our country. Like, where is this going? The government doesn't really have a lot of answers right now, and we're just all kind of sitting around waiting and being as prepared as we can. And there's only so much you can do. I mean, hunker down and wait it out and keep an eye on the news and be aware, and that's really all you can do. But seriously, praying for everybody out there. Let's hope it doesn't get as bad as they say it could get. I don't know. Medicine. We did stock up our medicine cabinet just in case we got sick. You know, we have cold medicine and stuff like that. Like, it's allergy season, so we stocked up on that. Stuff was running low anyway. But again, don't go buy 20 boxes of flu medicine and not leave any for other people who need some. Be very cautious of what you're stocking up on, and be aware of your fellow human. But we did get things like that. And the things we're stocking up on, it's not necessarily to prepare for doomsday. It's really to limit our outings. Limit how many times a week we go to the store. Because we usually go 2 or 3 times a week. We got 2 bags of dog food this week, just so we can go 2 weeks without buying dog food instead of 1. Just so we don't have to go to the store that much. So we can practice social distancing. The more you go to the store, the more you up your chances of being in contact with something and you get sick. So stocking up's more about not being prepared for all of the stores to run out of food and stuff like that. It's more just, you know, we can chill out and not go to the store every 2 or 3 days. That's one thing in the camper is we have cabinet space to store food, but our fridge isn't that big. So we got a lot of dry goods. We got a lot of canned goods because we can't fit 2 weeks of food in the fridge. It's just not, it's not practical for us. What else? Paychecks. Oh my goodness. I think the economy and people getting paid and businesses closing, I think that's affecting more people than the actual virus. My sister, who's a waitress, she hasn't had a table all week. She made $10 last week because nobody's going out to restaurants. They're thinking of closing it down. People are having to get on. Okay, so this is what we're looking at for the food that we've got in the Scamp right now. One thing that we as living in campers have to think about is moisture. We had a big problem with mold. I'll do another video more in depth on that later. But we did have to throw out a lot of stuff in like cardboard boxes, stuff that was underneath cabinets. That was really frustrating. So when buying products this time, we really thought about, is this sealed well? Do I have the room for this? Is it calorie dense yet cost effective? So some of the things that I got are dried cranberries, coconut flakes, chocolate chips, got a little bit of Crisco, stuff like that. We got some oats. I want to make a recipe that my friend Alicia gave me for no-bake chocolate chip oatmeal cookies. She makes them really good. I don't know if I can hold a candle to it, but I'm sure gonna try. But it's calorie dense, and it's a sweet thing that the ingredients separately will store really well. We got some trail mix and granola, Dave's bread, because Dave's bread is the best bread. If you know that quote, you're part of the club. Got a couple of hot dog buns. We try to get bread that will store really well. You know, we didn't get white bread because that goes pretty moldy real quick in the camper. But I got some English muffins. We got a couple of box dinners just because that's easy and keeps for a really long time. Got some rice and couscous. Shells and cheese, of course. Got some protein bars. Crackers, sauces, tons of rice. And we have tons of spring roll wrappers. So we can put fresh vegetables in that, make little spring rolls. Stores better than a salad when you have whole vegetables to chop up and put things like that. We also got seaweed wrappers for a little sushi. We got tons of rice. We got two and a half bags of rice and some basmati rice. We've got potatoes. Jordan got a little beef jerky because he thinks he's a doomsday prepper now. Packets of potatoes just because they're small and compact, easy to make. Tons of cans. In a camper, we really focused on getting cans because these store really well. We got Dr. Pepper baked beans. Cool. Tons of tomatoes, vegetables. Got a variety. Soup. We got the soup. But get things that you like. If you don't like chickpeas and you have 10 cans of chickpeas and you need to eat them over the next 2 weeks, are you really going to eat them? No. So we didn't get chickpeas. But I think we've got enough of a variety to keep us at least food entertained for a little while. We do have our refrigerator. See, it's not very big. We got tons of sauces and condiments, so anything we make with rice and like canned vegetables and stuff, we can add a lot of different flavor to. We've got a very, very small freezer, so we're not able to freeze bread and stuff to keep it a long time, so we may run out of bread, but that's okay. Got a couple of salads in here. Those are gonna go first. Like I said, lots of cut vegetables and things like that, as a cucumber. We've got butter and things. Stocked up on lemon juice, because you gotta have that with your water. But not a lot of room for fresh things. And then on this side, I kind of ran out of room on the bed. We've got honey, we've got maple syrup for those no-bake cookies. We've got tons of oatmeal. Oatmeal stores really well, but it is in a paper container. So if you live in a camper, be aware that you need to store it up somewhere high, like up in these cabinets. This is where I took most of this out of. But keep it up high and dry so the packets don't go soft. We got a lot of packets of tuna, like a lot. we do like tuna. And I've got some more packets of oatmeal behind here. A couple of packs of popcorn and things like that. So we got the snacks. Hopefully we won't have to go to the store. We'll maybe go tonight. We did get our multivitamins. We got vitamin C, boost your immune system. We've got plenty of oil and olive oil for cooking. So I mean, like I said, we're not doing this as doomsday prepping. We're doing this so we don't have to go to the store in the next 2 weeks, or go to the store as little as possible and kind of supplement some of the things that we have. Food storage wise, I mean, we've got a nice chunk. In this separate cabinet, that's our microwave. Can't store anything in there. But we've got a big, super deep cabinet here, which is where most of our dry goods and cans and things go. We've got a little bit of space here. Back there is like, what are they called? Washcloths and towels and things. This is where we keep like our bread and chips. Down here in this cabinet is where we keep a lot of our pots and pans and things, and our cast iron. Put damp red packs in all of your food cabinets. Learned that the hard way. But we did get a lot of mold on this bottom shelf, so we're not storing any food down there. So we've got it up here, and we've got a little shelf so we can stack a couple of cans. But we try not to keep anything in a paper package or cardboard package. Under here we have a bunch of different spices. So that's something really to think about when you're stocking up in a camper. And if we really need to, we'll be able to store some food in the vehicle in a plastic bin. If we need more. I don't know if we'll need more storage, but as of right now, we've got plenty of room, and we've got plenty of treats for Jeff. He will not go hungry. Look at Jeff. Oh my gosh. Dogs, they're the best quarantine entertainment you can possibly get. Right, but are you sleeping? No, you're not. Who's a good girl? Just a little puppy joy for any of you guys locked in your houses. Look at this beautiful face. Oh my gosh. Okay. That's enough, Jeff. Enough cuteness for now. And this is what it looks like full. Oh, focus. There you go. It's a tight fit, but that whole bed full of food fit in this tiny little space. And the under cabinet, that's where all of our cans and spices are. Looks pretty good. But you know when you take things out, you mess up your Tetris? That happened to me. Alright, I'm going to sign off here. Thank you guys so much for watching my video. Everybody stay safe and happy and healthy out there. And to all of you nomads also dealing with this, leave any questions you have for me down below, and I'll try to answer them. I may do another video in about a week as an update, see if any of my tips have worked or what we found doesn't work, and answering any more questions you guys might have. And any tips that you guys have. We've only been in the camper for about a year, so we don't have a whole lot of experience with a lot of this stuff. So some of you OGs out there, you let me know if we're doing anything wrong, because we probably are. But I'm going to let you go for now. We'll see you guys soon. Bye. Oh my gosh, quick update. So I'm editing the video and I lost some of the footage, but it's fine. I was basically saying I am so sorry for anybody having to deal with employment issues, money issues. It's gonna be tight, but we can make it through this. Good luck to all of you. Side note though, while I was editing this, Jordan just called me, and that new truck that we just got, somebody just rear-ended him on the highway. And I'm like, dude, we just got this truck like 12 hours ago. And apparently somebody fell asleep and they were going 65 and just didn't slow down to the person going 60 and just flew into the back of them. So it's been a weird week, you guys. No, everybody has struggles, and some people are being greatly affected this week by the virus and a plethora of other things, and some things that don't even involve the virus at all. It's just a really weird week. So we got this, guys. Peace. You can't do this, Jeff. You're making me laugh.